Hello, my name is John Rosebush. I'm the founder, the CEO, and the president of the Worldwide Development Corporation. The Worldwide Development Corporation over the last 15 years has created a new energy invention that has the capability to power this planet 15,000 times over to create 100,000 terawatts of 24/7 thermal electricity. I decided to create a video about the requirements that are necessary in order to create a sustainable planet. Recently, I've created 3 new videos. The first video is the specific cost comparisons between this new energy invention and wind and solar. We know we can create energy at least 100 times cheaper than wind and solar. That's phenomenal. The next video I created was the capabilities. If you watch the video, it shows that we can install this new energy invention anywhere on the planet, including Antarctica and in the Arctic. That means the distribution capabilities are unlimited. The next thing I did was I created a video that discussed this new energy invention and the ability to solve water shortages around the world, which will turn into a water crisis very soon. I discussed India in it, which India is, by the year 2020, which is next year, will run out of tap water for 20 major cities. Actually, 600 million people in India are living underneath very severe water shortages. That's twice the population of the United States. That's severe, and it's going to get worse. I estimate that we're going to need approximately about 100 terawatts of 24 firm electricity to turn the world into a modern world without consuming resources. Theoretically forever. This is possible with this new energy invention. The monetary systems around the world are inadequate for what needs to be done to create a sustainable planet. Everybody knows this. And on top of it, the debt for the entire world, every country, the debts are out of control. So money, it's just being printed. And they're totally inadequate. We cannot count on the priorities of the people that control the money to do the right thing. There is at least 6 Manhattan projects that are necessary to convert us from a consumption throwaway society to a recyclable, sustainable society. Our whole basis for economic growth is against the sustainability of the human race. We know this from the overshoot of resources around the world. They continue to report this, nobody pays any attention. Right now they say it will take 1.7 Earths to support the way we live today. By the year 2030, they're predicting that we're going to need 2 planets. Well, we cannot continue to consume those resources and have sustainability of the human race. It's just common sense. A lot of this is common sense. So let's talk about the 6 different Manhattan-style worldwide projects that are necessary in order to create a sustainable planet. The first one is, because this new energy invention is capable of powering the planet theoretically forever without consuming resources, which is one of the goals of everything. Everything's based on energy. Since we have that, we actually have the ability to lay out a plan scientifically on a grid to power this planet with backup capabilities, etc., the entire planet. Cheaper than anything that's out there today. Much cheaper. Matter of fact, as I stated earlier, 100 times cheaper than wind and solar, which makes it much, much cheaper than coal, etc. Since we can do that, we can lay out an entire, we have a plan. So far, the world's just chaotically trying to do something that's not working. The next thing is, again, remember, water shortages around the world. And that was one of the other videos that I just created. They're going to continue to get worse. The glaciers are melting, the rivers are drying up. We see that everywhere. I talk about it in the other video. We need to build desalination plants wherever necessary. We have the ability to turn our world into a water oasis. We could refill, heck, the Dead Sea. We could refill the Aral Sea, which used to be the fourth largest sea in the world, and it's dried up. We could refill all the other major rivers. There's a river in Iran that is 80% depleted. There's rivers in Africa that are all over the world. Even England, by the year 2030, is predicted to have water shortages. Germany, the Rhine River is dried up. We need to correct this situation. Water is the secret to life. And this new energy invention gives us the capability to do that. 40% of the people in the world live close to oceans. That makes it very easy to desalinate water for those people. People on the internal parts then could use more of the water from the rivers and not release it down to the shorelines. This helps them out. There's all kinds of things that we can do to help the water shortages with unlimited energy. The reason why we don't desalinate today is because it's very, very energy expensive to do that. Saudi Arabia happens to be one of the few countries that do that. The next thing is recycle centers. The importance of preserving our oil is essential to the sustainability of the human race. You know, it's to make products that make a modern society possible, like plastics, asphalt, tires, shingles. There is over 7,000 products in the United States that's made from oil that we make today. Now, we may not need that many products, but again, oil is essential to a modern society. And with 7.6 billion people predicted to be 10 billion people by the year 2050, it's totally essential that we preserve oil, and we begin to now. Without it, life on this world cannot exist as it is today. The recycle centers need to be set up everywhere. No more dumps. Everything, all oil products need to be recycled. That can be. All. That way we won't use that oil. We'll, plastic to make plastics, etc. The next, that's 3. The next Manhattan-style project that is required is to convert all our land transportation to run off alternative fuels instead of oil. We can do this very quickly. Right now, we have hydrogen vehicles. Now, hydrogen vehicles set up, manufactured for that use is different than the gasoline and diesel vehicles that we see today. We can convert those gasoline and diesel vehicles that we see today to run off hydrogen very similar to a natural gas conversion. They have hydrogen pumps that we can install in gas stations, okay, that are very safe delivery systems. It creates the hydrogen right at the time of fueling. The only thing necessary to convert to create hydrogen is water and electricity. As long as we have water and electricity at the gasoline pumps, it can create hydrogen, again, right at the time of fueling. Makes it a very safe delivery system. We can convert our vehicles very quickly, which needs to be done because we need to begin to preserve that oil immediately. The next thing, expedite a research project to research alternative fuels for air travel. Air travel makes up a lot of our oil consumption around the world. A lot of people are not aware of that, but a huge amount. We need to find a way to get off that very, very quickly. There's another Manhattan-style project that's continuing. UCLA has come up with a way to use water, carbon, and electricity to create a liquid fuel. Very similar to gasoline or diesel fuel. We need to continue that project and continue that research so that we do have liquid fuels available to us. There may be things that we cannot. Maybe air travel. There could be anything. Maybe we don't want to convert our lawnmowers to run off it because it's too much, etc. So it would be nice to have liquid fuel available. Again, this can be done. You know, if we don't take this situation around the world serious as a species, and if we don't take the situation so serious that we create these Manhattan-style projects, we're going to face an apocalypse that the world has never seen. And this is not far-fetched. You know, think about our problems that the world is facing today. Water shortages, food shortages, deforestation, oceans reefs bleaching, oceans rising. fossil fuel consumption at unbelievable rates, which we will begin to run out of in the not too distant future. Climate change causing havoc all over the world. Marine life being overfished. We're destroying our planet, and we're destroying the future for our kids and grandkids. You know, we see marches all over the world from kids that are smarter than we are. You know, greed is one thing, but greed at a level that might destroy humanity is something else. And that's what we're seeing today. It's greed at all costs. We've got to stop this. You know, I'm creating these videos to show a record of the Worldwide Development Corporation's efforts to bring the world together, to get you to act bigger than yourself, just like what's stated on the poster behind me. This is important, folks. You know, the Worldwide Development Corporation has never asked anybody for a penny during its entire 15-year existence. And we're not today. We're looking for leadership. Leadership to understand what we're facing as humanity. My website is www.wdcpower.com. You can go to that website. You can email me directly. I need leaders to step up around the world. You know, this documentation is one thing. I'm also trying to inform the world leaders how critical this situation is, which they are well aware of. I would think by now the world leaders get it. So now let's step up. It's going to change everything. I'm about to create a video that talks about the effects this new energy invention is going to have on the world economies around the world. And I'll be truthful in it. I'll explain everything. You know, you can always go out to YouTube and you can type in Worldwide Development Corporation and you'll have the availability to see all the videos that I've discussed in this. You also can go to the website, which has a link to the United Nations Challenge. I hope to hear from you, and you have a great day, and thank you for watching the video.